My name is Jose Vejarano, Public Affairs Specialist with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Assistance.
What will the SBA be doing in this disaster area over the coming weeks and months, and what have you been doing already?
Certainly, the Small Business Administration works along with FEMA. We're both federal agencies that have been brought to the West Virginia area during the federal presidential declaration of disaster. We have been on the ground from the beginning, and the assistance that we provide is through low-interest disaster loans. The first step, of course, is for any individual that has been impacted by the disaster, in this case in the county of Marion, to contact FEMA and register for assistance at 1-800-621-FEMA or 1-800-621-3362. And once they apply for FEMA, register with FEMA, they may receive an application for the Small Business Administration in the mail. An important part is that if you do receive an application for the Small Business Administration, don't discard it thinking that it's a small business. And if you're a homeowner or a renter that were impacted, you too may apply for assistance with the Small Business Administration.
What are some things that people might not necessarily think? What are some ways that the SBA will be helping with these loans?
Certainly, and pretty much there are two parts for the loan. There's the real estate property, and so individuals that their homes or rental property were damaged by the disaster, they may be able to qualify for up to $200,000. Currently, the interest rate is 1.875, and it's fixed for the duration of the loan. And the interest rate terms are could be as much as 30 years for repayment. And these loans, again, there's also a personal property part. So if individuals lost their vehicles or the contents inside their home, they can get up to $40,000 additional, in addition to the $200,000 for personal property. And again, at the same rate of 1.875% for up to 30 years. And there's also assistance available to businesses of any size that was impacted. And a business, whether small or large, and a profit organization may be able to get up to $2 million in disaster assistance loans through SBA.
When did these offers start going out? Has anyone taken advantage of them yet?
Yes, there has been already been approval for disaster loans. We are starting that process. The first things, of course, is that if someone was impacted, they register with FEMA. If someone has received that application package, it's important to return it. We do have a disaster recovery center in Marion County where individuals can go, and there are FEMA as well as SBA representatives that may be able to assist, whether it's to answer questions about the form or any type of the application or any form that may need to be submitted for the disaster assistance.
Thank you so much.
Deanna Criswell.
No.
And I am the Federal Coordinating Officer assigned to West Virginia.
Now that the immediate disaster cleanup is over, what is FEMA doing to respond to the economic needs of the community and the continued cleanup afterwards?
As far as the continued cleanup of the community, we have staff in place to support the state and all of their efforts to provide for the long-term and medium-term recovery of the communities that were affected. And so if we're talking about the entire state, we have disasters that were declared up in the northern part of West Virginia as well down in the southwestern part of West Virginia. And what we do is we provide assistance and reimbursements to local communities in their recovery efforts as they did debris removal or as they start to make repairs to damaged roadways or bridges or culverts in those types of situations. As for individuals, as they register with FEMA, we send out inspectors, they look at the homes and determine what type of damage and the extent of damage, and then we provide a grant to the individual homeowners if they're eligible to help them with some of those repairs.
I understand that you guys also work with the Small Business Administration to help with providing individual relief to homeowners, business owners, etc. Is there anything you'd like to tell people about that?
Absolutely. So FEMA provides a small amount of grant assistance to help homeowners and as well as the communities recover from disasters, but we can't always meet all of the needs of the homeowners that have been damaged and the businesses that have been damaged. So we do partner with the Small Business Administration, and I want to emphasize that homeowners can also apply for low-interest loans. It's not just for businesses. Homeowners and businesses that have been impacted by the disaster can reach out to the SBA, fill out an application, and if eligible, they can get additional funding in a low-interest loan to help them with their additional recovery efforts.
In terms of the actually getting the community back up on its feet, back where it was, do you think that we're on track to having Marion County back to a pre-flood level anytime soon? Is there any kind of ETA on that sort of thing?
You know, I don't have, as far as an estimated time of when all of the repairs will be complete, I don't have a time on that, but Marion County, as well as the rest of West Virginia, it's an amazingly resilient state, and the citizens have come together to help each other. As far as individual homeowners, they've just been tremendous at helping neighbors, and cleaning out their homes and repairing their homes. We have voluntary organizations that have also come to help. And as far as the individual homeowners, that recovery, I think, is moving along better than it has in a lot of other places I've been. As far as the long-term recovery and repair of the roads, it's a process that the local officials will work with our FEMA and state representatives as they repair their roads or any other damaged infrastructure that's eligible, and then we provide them reimbursement in the form of grants for that.
Thank you so much.
So what we want, if you know of someone that has a problem or an issue that still hasn't been resolved or they haven't even filed, please make sure they get that in. And there's not a pool of money that everyone's dividing up. If everyone files, they're hurting, they need money, they're going to be able to, hopefully, if they qualify, they'll be able to get the money. So it's not as though if you get the money, you're taking money away from the neighbor. It's going to, so everyone has a fair shot at being helped. I've lived through numbers of floods myself. We lived on a creek in Ohio County. We had water, flash flood came through. We lost 2 cars. We had water on our first floor. So you can imagine that was 10 feet of water in our house. I know how painful it is. And we had a building and office on Wheeling Island, and we just got wiped out there. So I can relate to any of you how painful, how disruptive a flood can be. And so when I hear the families here in Marion County and down in southern West Virginia getting hit with it, my heart just goes out, because I know, I've been there. Nothing like walking around that mud, that muck, and having to clean up. And for the 200 families that have so far have applied, I hope the government steps and does the right thing and helps them out. And I'm getting the impression from all the phone calls we've had from here that people are getting treated nicely. And so for FEMA, that there have been some bad press over the years, but it looks like FEMA has come through like stars so far here in Marion County. And so thank you to all of you for helping out. Our people needed help and you were here for them. So thank you.